But we're not going to get that because it is Sen's R.O.B.
You know
So
what?
maybe you change the tag, maybe you change the character. I don't know.
I mean, sure. Like,
Yeah.
Rob's pretty good character. Extremely good character, even. Like this.
Very, very good character. And maybe Sen not a fan of the Ness Samus matchup. Samus definitely a rangy character with those long normals, able to outrange those stubby limbs that Ness brings to the table.
Yeah, and especially given how Samus's Zaire is not only extremely long, but becoming more and more an important part of her kit because of how slow missiles can be. Your next best range option is that long-reaching tether that can bully a small boy like Ness because it's really safe and hard to mess with. But with the switch to R.O.B, now things like mini charge shots become that much more online, and Samus's aerials become so much easier to hit and start comboing off of. As we see the early percent differential, but this set is being played slow for good reason. R.O.B has one of the better punish games in Smash Ultimate, and quick moves like forward air and down tilt to break combos means that you're going to be spending a lot of time preparing for big punishes and waiting to execute.
Ooh. And Send already showing off that they have the execution and the parries on point early in the set, making a statement with this defensive gameplay. But Samus no stranger to defensive gameplay herself. Tofu able to keep things even with Sen so far, which is looking pretty good until that moment where Sen finds the up smash out of shield and goes up a stock here, game number 1.
Got the Z drop on the top on shield, really good idea. The back air afterwards, you have to be very careful with putting unsafe moves on shield against most characters in this game, because playing out of shield is one of the, oh my god, that would have been sick. But
the
playing out of
idea was definitely there.
Absolutely, and there's he ran out of fuel, so hey.
Okay, so we'll say that the mental damage inflicted by that edge guard attempt was definitely the things that sent over the edge there.
What discipline! He saw all of that happening and said, "I know Samus players get a ton of combos out of grab at 0, but I'm just gonna hold shield anyway." And here's that combo game and the reset too. A quick 36 and no more from that after the spot dodge.
And that was kind of like the heat check spot dodge from Send, where it's like, okay, you're getting a little too big for your britches here, Tofu. Because you kind of get into that state where when you get these really extended strings where you're like everything's gonna connect and your opponent won't be able to act out of it and like hit stun or anything like that. And then one spot dodge is all it takes to, spot dodge grab is like really the great equalizer of this game.
Oh, but that rising forward air almost putting unequalizing it and putting Tofu in the lead. But that up throw will certainly do it. Whether it be rage or not, that heavy R.O.B is gonna be dead at 160 and.
Oh, and Send evening it right back up. That's huge because Samus can be an extra credit monster, and you really don't want to give her any opportunity to put some damage onto your final stock if you can avoid it.
This is Rising Fair, gang. Like, look how many times Tofu is just like, I'm trying to clip you with this short hop or full hop forward air, and I'll charge shot in the meantime. Which, both moves individually great. Using them repeatedly only gets you punished. Send is looking for the stock, but forward air from ledge, yet another Samus staple.
Yeah.
He's just got out of hand very quickly.
Ooh, and gets up a little bit too early into that side B and just able to do nothing about that. And now after Tofu looked so good, got that stock lead, now having to dig out of this percent deficit and Send using gyros expertly to counteract these mid-charge shots.
Forwarder to swat him off. Tofu looks so good on hit. Like, he'll get that first fair, but He's on ledge now. Zaire can't tether anymore. Get up attack? No, he just rising fair.
Goes straight over. Samus so floaty. But running on fumes here, yeah, that up air, there's no way. That was fantastic DI, but all the DI won't save you. All the DI in the world won't save you at 163.
I want to stress how good that awareness was from Bestness, because Tofu is trying to land. He doesn't want to go to ledge because ledge oftentimes gets you killed, can potentially have bad setups. But most importantly was the gyro that was sitting at neutral get up distance, and at the height or at the spacing that Tofu was certainly at, he could have fallen down into the radius of gyro or into its general proximity, or used his double jump to get back to center. He chose the latter and died from it. But I can understand why he wouldn't want to head out near gyro, but Bestness knows that most players don't want to be in between R.O.B and their gyro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think that the floatiness of Samus can sometimes throw a wrench into those gyro plans from R.O.B, because she's floaty enough that she can kind of control whether or not which side if you're gonna get hit by gyro, which obviously you don't want to, but sometimes you can't control getting hit by gyro, but sometimes you might be floaty enough that you can affect which side you're going to land on gyro. And you saw right there at the end, set up the gyro down smash pincer combo, or that pincer setup, and Tofu was able to double jump off a ledge, still got hit by the gyro, but got hit the other way, and able to escape that sticky situation.
Now we get to see if a stage counterpick is in order, more than likely, given the current status, current time frame that they're currently taking. It is probable, or if Sen just wants to close out the set now and switching to one of their mains or dedicated secondaries. The R.O.B is certainly new, but they're a good enough player to where picking up a character like R.O.B, who has is very clearly like what are R.O.B's good tools, down tilt, nair, forward air, like gyro, laser.
Yep.
Like those. Oh, it's like this.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a Samus Ditto. You never know what Send is gonna bring to the table. Okay.
This just feels mean.
And it's extra mean because you're doing it when you're up a game. You're saying, I have a game to play with. I'm gonna show you that I can beat you with your own damn character.
Yeah, I mean, this is about the definition of proving a point, or just trying. But hey, charge shot, it's one of those moves that doesn't need to be. You don't need to overthink charge shot in a lot of ways. You can just charge it up, let it rip, see what it gets you. And certainly for Send, it is getting him a lead right now, though Tofu still trying to make their way back with some beams of their own and some quick aerials.
Okay, we're seeing a lot of charge shots cancel each other out. I think that. Oh my God, okay, this almost looks like an exhibition match. And Sen using Samus' directional air dodge really, really effectively to just like create interesting, ambiguous cross-up situations, and then finding just those meaty aerial hitboxes and taking a very, very clean first stock here.
And now Send is really in the driver's seat when it comes to this matchup. The Samus Ditto, a lot of Dittos today. The Samus Ditto can be extremely awkward for Samus, not in terms of combo, partially in terms of.
You mean you talked about it from Samus' point of view, but what about from Samus' point of view? Anyway, continue.
The answer to your question is
out of the way.
The answer to your question is indeed yes.
Okay.
But the Samus in deficit, in this case Tofu, combos won't necessarily be a huge problem at this percent. It's finding the kills, and the more that Samus can play defense, the better that she's going to be. And the mobile defense that Senda is putting on, where they head back and forth across across stage, wait on platforms, routinely go to ledge, and always have charge shot movement and bomb movement available to them. Like, they're kind of letting Tofu pull the trigger and biding their time.
You know, it kind of makes sense a little bit that Sen would be playing this kind of like very, very slippery movement based style with the Samus, because you know, think about what Sen likes to do with nets. Like the side magnet shenanigans, double jump cancels like all over the place. You know, they are a flashy movement based player, and I think that playstyle can translate pretty effectively and entertainingly to a Samus here.
Finally, Samus's dash attack, that nice shoulder tackle will do it. But at 142,
3-minute stock.
Yeah, and at 142, you're really gonna need to start putting something on right now. Forward air is great, but how many times are you gonna land raw forward airs to even this back up? Like, it's
right. Yeah, that grab is big. Okay, and taking some reliable damage there. But getting I think that was just a forward tilt.
Yeah, it does have a tipper hitbox.
Yep.
So certainly helpful
for how long it is.
But I don't think it would have mattered killing at 140 or 150 anyway. And Send is bored of the charge shot camping. It looks like he's trying to put on the pressure.
His stream's telling him to wrap it up. But Tofu definitely not out of this yet. Send now at triple digits. Samus has kill power if you get a good enough read or a good enough setup here to make things happen. We've seen bomb down smash at the ledge make magic happen in lots of matchups. But like, as soon as things start to get like hairy for Sen, he's back off stage and or he's back like sitting back, wave dashing onto platforms. It's looking pretty tough here for Tofu. But that's a regrab. You have to punish that. You have to punish that. Okay. Sen punishes himself for you. Yeah.
Alright, now this, I mean, Send has effectively willingly put themselves in quote-unquote jank scenario. And with the PS2 platforms, the right reset and a little bit of rage makes this certainly possible. The fully charge will close that out, and you have to go to loser's bracket under Tofu. I mean, has to go to loser's bracket with the idea that, man, I just lost to his potentially day one